Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic depression in the years preceding World War II. Time of the Great Depression varied across the nations. In most countries, it started in 1930 and lasted into the late 1930s or middle 1940s. It was the longest, deepest, and most widespread depression of the 20th century. In the 21st century, the Great Depression is commonly used as an example of how far the world's economic stock markets can crash. The depression originated in the U.S. after the fall in stock prices that began around September 4, 1929 and early spot on the news with the stock market crash of October 29. Life was boring and laborious in the Dust Bowl and the cities that suffered the Great Depression. 25% of Americans without work, and that was 12 to 15 million people. Millions of people migrated too. Statistics cannot tell the extraordinary hardships masses of people endured from nearly every unemployed person. They were dependents who needed to be fed and housed. Such as massive poverty and hunger has been never known in the United States before. Farmer millions stood on street corners trying to sell apples at 5 cents apiece. Hundreds of pitiful shanty towns called Hoovervilles, in honor of the unfortunate Republican president who presided all over the disaster, sprang up all over the country to shelter the homeless. People slept under Hoover blankets, old newspapers, and the out of doors. People waited in bread lines in every sitting, hoping they would get something to eat. In 1931 alone, 20,000 Americans committed suicide. The theme song of the period became "Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?"
It's not the same, and you're beginning to wonder why you came. Where did I go?
To what had been Wall Street's perceived tendency in playing down its influence, Goddard resented the important contribution of the 1929 crash and the Great Depression which followed, causing a contraction of the demand for goods, destroying for a time the many means of investment and lending, arresting economic growth, and causing financial hardship which alienated many from the economic system. Galbraith further argues that the Great Depression was caused by a mixture of 5 main weaknesses. First, an imbalance in the income distribution. Galbraith asserts that the 5% of the population with the highest income in the year 1929 received approximately 1/3 of all personal income. Personal income in the form of rents, dividends, and interest of the well-to-do was approximately twice as much as yet following the Second World War, leaving the economy dependent on a high level of investment and or luxury consumer spending with all the children and the adults all had to work really hard because there were always children or wives to be fed. Also, the children needed to work really hard too because their mother or father were on errands for a living.